Survival House Network.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Riverman, joined with Cory G and the Goose. What's going on, guys?
How's it going, man?
It's pretty awesome, man. Thanks, Cory, for being on the program.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yes, episode 18, so...
I've lost count.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're keeping track of that.
I had to look back there. I didn't know either. I was pretty much guessing.
But on the menu tonight, we are going to talk about upcoming Blu-ray releases and hopefully rate them accordingly. And the main one being Prometheus. And whatever new flicks we've watched, we can talk about those. And of course, the Walking Dead premiere that everybody's pretty much talking about. I don't know if we'll share anything new. Hopefully we will. But, and then a question or two from listeners.
Sound like Mr. Roboto there, but
you
said questions, and I think you said Walking Dead. So I'm just.
Do I need? Should I redo it? Should I just redo it?
No, man, no. We're way too into it now. So.
We've gone too far.
We've gone too far.
Too far. You sound like BJ and the Bear chasing you down on a highway or something.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's just get into Blu-ray reviews. Is there any? What are you looking forward to? Is there anything upcoming, or what have you guys watched recently? Before we get into Prometheus.
Go ahead, Cory. Have you checked anything recently?
Yeah. Well, I watched Lockout. I'd like to forget I watched Lockout. What else have I picked up? Of course, The Avengers, which I will say is hands down the nicest looking Blu-ray I have ever seen in my life.
And we discussed Avengers on the last show, and it really is incredible.
I still don't have it yet. I need to get it, though.
And Cory, as a whole package, not just visually, the audio is amazing. The people bitch about the special features, but by any other Blu-ray standards, it's got quite a bit. It's got enough. It's a pretty good package, except for the fact that they stack their Blu-rays on top of each other, which I think is just retarded. But other than that...
Yeah, I mean, like I watched the scene in slow-mo where Loki and Thor on they're on the back of the plane there, or the alien spaceship right before Hulk punches... Hulk and Thor before he punches him, and I was watching it in slow motion. That looks real. I couldn't see any kind of glitches or anything in it.
It looks fantastic. And also, I don't know if you are into the whole Blu-ray 3D thing or if you've seen any of that.
Yeah, we got a 3D player. Did
you watch the 3D version?
No, and the reason I didn't was because I knew the movie wasn't shot on 3D, that it was just one of those edited in production things. And personally, I can really tell. If you want to know what I think is the nicest looking 3D Blu-ray, I still say it's Drive Angry.
Really? Which I haven't even seen Drive Angry.
I got that on Blu-ray. I love that movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The Avengers wasn't shot in 3D, like you said, and when I saw it in theaters, it's like you can really notice it, but they really do a pretty bang-up job, even with movies like Avengers that weren't shot in the format, bringing it on Blu-ray. So if you watch it in 3D on Blu-ray, it looks way better, at least, than the theatrical version, which in the theaters, I think, the only little scene that I noticed any kind of phony baloney 3D was when Hulk was like running right at your face. Other than that, I didn't even notice that it was 3D the whole time, but I don't know. But we'll get into Prometheus with 3D later, which go ahead.
The only thing that would have made the Avengers like a better looking Blu-ray is if instead of Scarlett Johansson, it was Ashley Gold poured into that plastic like leather outfit.
Oh, no.
Do we need to enlighten the listeners on anybody that doesn't know his weird fetish? Hardcore pawn. Todd, I don't know. Why don't you just treat me like I'm brand new and I don't know what the hell you're talking about and tell me what's so fascinating on who this person is, even though I've seen that freaking show. Todd's obsessed with it. Oh, Riverman. I apologize.
She's just fucking hot. I can't explain it.
She got fat, dude. Face it.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Fat girls need love, too.
Oh, God.
Unless they're Kathy Bates and About Schmidt.
Dude,
She's wrong.
I think there was a thread on the page about that recently.
Yeah, I think I saw something about Kathy Bates on there.
Yeah, that was me that started it.
You.
Okay, and then I commented on it as well. All right. Kathy Bates is hot, man. She was probably looking her day.
Well, I want to take Misery and I want to remake it as like an S&M fantasy, but instead of her, it would be Ashley Gold, and I would be like the writer that like fucked her on a pawn ticket, and she'd break my legs, and I'd be like her sex slave. And then when I got the feeling of my legs back, I would get revenge by fucking her behind a dumpster somewhere in the ass.
I'd pay to see that. That'd be funny.
God. Todd, you'd probably film it.
Yeah.
That would work. Could be like a Hulk Hogan sex tape or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I heard about that.
Whoa. There's a Hulk Hogan sex tape? We're
Yeah.
getting way off track here, but I got to know about this.
It's Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, and I'm like a mark for Bubba the Love Sponge. I used to listen to him every day at work till I actually got in a little bit of trouble for that. But it's his smoking hot ex-wife that Hogan was banging. So just Google Heather Clem, and that's who you can see butt naked.
Wasn't he watching from like a different room or something, watching him fuck or something?
I'm thinking he was there. My opinion is I think Bubba was actually just standing right there taping it, and now Hogan is like, because he lost all that money with the kid's accident, with the divorce and all. This is all some big fabrication to try to milk people out of money, because he's suing for like $100 million.
Jeez.
Dude, I mean, how the mighty have fallen. I used to look up to Hulk Hogan so much when I was a kid. He seemed like such a... I mean, we didn't know about the steroids and stuff when we were a little kid. We were innocent. But, he seemed like such a high-standing, I don't know, figure of morality for me. And not to mention, I grew up with this, like, children's Bible that had, like, all kinds of celebrities, kids worship back then, like Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. That's right, Mr. T. And they would, like... And they would have, like, their testimonies about their personal experiences with Christ. And I'm like, man, these guys are awesome. And I used to read Hulks all the time. And I'm like, dude, he's such a good dude. Had I known that 15 years later he would just be involved with all this treachery.
He's a scumbag, dude.
God.
He's all right. I'm going to grow a handlebar mustache and grow my hair out and just walk around saying dude and brother, because I need to hang out with him, because when I redo Phantasm, he's going to be Reggie.
Oh. You gotta
Nice.
You gotta rub bacon grease all over your body 5 million times a day and make sure you're waxed. I mean, isn't he like oiled like constantly? Even on like Hogan's Knows Best, he looked like he was just freshly oiled, like a baby beluga whale.
Hey, I would hope to think when I'm 59 that my body looked that good.
You think he actually banged his daughter, or what?
No,
What?
God, no. I mean, I saw that picture where he's like...
He was just so protective of her, and it's just kind of, like, creepy. I mean...
she's kind of... I think, I don't know how you can have a show called Hogan Knows Best when clearly the bitch can't sing and he thinks she can, so obviously he don't know shit. I would have banged his ex-wife, though. She was kind of hot.
Yeah, she left him for, like, what, a 18-year-old kid or something?
Yeah, somebody was like 2 years behind Brooke in school or something like that.
Oh, like one of Nick's friends or something? I think it was. Wasn't it one of Nick's friends? I don't know. That kid was such a tool, though. Nick, I'm talking about. I don't know the guy that banged Hogan's wife.
I hated Nick.
Nick's a douchebag, dude. He freaking made his friend into a vegetable, dude, by driving 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, let's not even get that going. That pisses you off when you used to watch him in court and you'd watch him his testimonies. And after they like slapped him on the wrist and he did it, whatever his time, if you want to call it that, he's like, I don't know. He didn't really seem to have the remorse that somebody should have.
No, he didn't give a shit. What he served, like 6 months in solitary. You and I would have been up in that clink for 25 years.
Yeah.
I think his buddy is a Marine, too, and yeah, he's a vegetable now, which sucks.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though. Moving on.
Yeah, we've gotten pretty morbid.
Let's see, I've also watched, I watched The Vow with Channing Tatum.
How is that?
It's in all honesty, my wife had it on, and I came in. I like Channing Tatum. I got no shame in admitting that. It was a pretty good movie. It was, I guess, a true story. I don't know, very predictable true story. I watched my Hard to Kill Blu-ray, which unfortunately isn't a very good-looking Blu-ray. And I watch an ungodly amount of kids' cartoons, but I did watch about 3 times the Dark Knight Returns Part 1 Blu-ray, which is an amazing, amazing comic book adaptation.
I've been wanting to see that. Give us like an overview of that. And there's going to be a Part 2. When's that coming out? Spring?
No, they said winter of 2013, so...
Now it's got a Joker.
Yeah, this one ends. What's the first 2 issues in the miniseries where, it's like 8 years later and Batman comes out of retirement to fight the mutant gang. And Peter Weller does a good job, actually, as the voice. He never once said, dead or alive, you're coming with me. But, I mean, he still did a good job. But, Robin's a girl in this one. And, he's old. And he just comes out of retirement to clean up the streets before Gordon retires. Part 2 will feature, his last battle with the Joker. And then... his fight with Superman and a nuclear war and everything. So if you've never read the comic, I actually put it ahead of Watchmen. It's actually my favorite graphic novel is The Dark Knight Returns.
Cool. I've actually never, I don't know about you, River, I've never actually watched an animated Blu-ray, but like, what is the quality like on that compared to like a DVD? How does that look?
Depends what kind, like the Pixar ones, because we watch all the stuff like the Pixar, then they're just amazing. Some of them, like Rio, is gorgeous.
What about Batman, though? I mean, like a 2D animated film.
All those Disney ones. Probably the nicest of the bunch is Doom, which is a Justice League one. They pop. They pop almost like a Pixar cartoon. DC might not know how to make a comic book movie to save their fucking life, but they can do animation like nobody's business.
Are those 16 by 9 though? Like a lot of those like old Disney films I know aren't 16 by 9s.
No, these are all 16 by 9. They're actually because it'll still pop up the the bars on the screen even if your TV doesn't usually support them. It'll still pop them up for you.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned was it Hard to Kill? I saw that they were released. I think aren't those like new releases that they've back catalog of Seagal?
Yeah, they're putting them all on Blu-ray.
I've seen them on display, and they wouldn't be on display unless they were brand new. But they also came out with a few Van Dammes, and of course, Best Buy isn't even carrying them. I got to order them online, so I'm dying to get my hands on a copy of Sudden Death in particular. Oh, not Sudden Death. My bad. That one sucks. I meant, God, they're all the same.
You didn't like Sudden Death, where he's firefighter John McLaren?
It's like it's got my favorite, it's got one of his worst lines ever delivered. It's like when he's on the phone trying to convince them that there's a bomb in the building, and he's just like, there's a bomb, you understand? And it's just the most horribly delivered line ever, and it just makes me cringe. And there's that one Joker that's like, you'll what? You'll burn my toast? He's talking to the chef of the hotel. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And it's got that fat kid from Sleepless in Seattle, whatever.
I hated that kid.
Yeah, me too.
But he was damn funny in this short-lived show, Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher.
I don't remember that.
Check it out. It might be on YouTube. Check it out. Just like I recommend to check out Drac Pack on the YouTube or spend $7 for the collection on Amazon. My son loves it. It was a cartoon when I was a little kid where 3 guys one of them's the son of Count Dracula. When crime comes, they slap their hands and yell Drac Whack and turn into the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula and fight crime.
That's awesome, dude.
It's fantastic.
Drac Whack. But about Sudden Death though, it does have Powers Booth, which Powers Booth has been in some movies that I adore actually. As hokey as he might be. Yeah, he was actually. He had that small role as the leader of whatever committee that was. They never really, I don't know who they were. But
I don't either. I'm still trying to figure out how Nick Fury turned black, but I give up on that, I guess.
You know what? I don't care, man. Sam Jackson stole me on it. Before the Marvel Assembly, all those pictures came along, I was pretty tired of Sam Jackson. He was like in about 30 million movies a year. He actually held the record. I think he holds the record for biggest filmography. He's in everything. But I was feeling pretty oversaturated with Sam Jackson until Nick Fury came along, and I just accepted it.
Well, he probably gets paid more for the cameo in these Marvel films than he does for some of that shit that he's turned out over the years. I mean, some of the movies he's made is completely awful.
Well, and I agree too. He's not. I've never seen him as a starring man. He's got to be a co-star type of dude. But I saw that on the On Demand a couple years ago. What was it? Oh, it's got, the title of the movie's like a street, and he plays like some crooked cop. What is it called? I don't remember, but it was actually all right. It wasn't that bad. And
Formula 51.
No, that's not.
That's what I was thinking.
No. But yeah, he's more or less a co-starring type of dude. But yeah, I don't know. I actually read what they all made. I read from some source what they all kind of roughly made for that movie, and let's just say Robert Downey Jr. made about 500%, million% more than everybody else. It was just not even.
Yeah, didn't they say like because of like the merchandising and all that, by the time the 3 Iron Mans and the 3 Avengers are done, he should be like made almost $500 million or something like that off the Marvel franchise. That's exactly
the figure I think I heard. He gets like he got, of course, his upfront commission for the film, and then he gets like a percentage of all the marketing or toys or all that. I don't know, but he made out like a bandit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think where he was just 10 years ago. But
I blame James Spader for that.
What was that, Tough Turf? Somehow.
Yeah, well, but he was the one that sold him the dope in Less Than Zero. He was trying to make an early autobiography about him. I mean, Jesus. Andrew McCarthy's bitch ass didn't help him.
Anyway, we've gotten a little off topic. I think we need to roll into Prometheus.
No, we got to roll into what Blu-rays you've been watching, man.
Geez, I've acquired quite a few, but the only thing I think I've watched in the last, since we had the last episode, is that I've been watching that Nightmare on Elm Street box set. It's so far so good. It's all 7 original films. 7, right? God, I lost count. 7, yeah. Including New Nightmare. And I've only gotten a couple. I'm going backwards. I started with New Nightmare and I watched Freddy's Dead, and the quality is what you would expect. It's not like amazing, but it's not bad. It's totally what I would expect, so I'm not hurt by it. It's decent. The sound's all right, but the biggest thing I love is that they're full screen so far. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have some inconsistencies as I go along the way. I don't know if they took out I don't know if they just slapped the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the one that's out on special edition Blu-ray anniversary, if they just threw that in the box set, and if that was widescreen. But so far, they're full screen, which makes me happy. Each movie is loaded with its own features, which is nice. They each have nice featurettes and commentaries and all that good stuff, which I have not yet to delve into every one of them yet. But so far, I'm liking it. And it's only $45,
I bought the original when it came out, back when DVD first came out. And it was I think I paid $150 because it was the only way to get Part 6 in 3D with your 3D glasses. And I've never upgraded any of the Friday the 13th. I haven't even upgraded any of the Friday the 13th or Elm Street films.
That DVD box that you're talking about has the cardboard flap cases, and it's got the doesn't it have the image of Freddy when it makes out the spine of the whole set?
It makes him with his back towards you.
That was a New Nightmare picture, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Was that original?
I think it was New Nightmare Freddy.
I think you're right.
But I mean, they definitely had some. I'm seeing that too. They definitely had some cooler DVD box set packaging back in the day than we were seeing with Blu-ray. I think less is more is what they're going for now. It seems like it. But
Phantasm Region 2 is the coolest DVD box set. It's the giant sphere that you open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. I never liked Phantasm.
I didn't either.
Part 2 is really good if you watch it uncut. 2 and 3 are awesome. 1, I think, is very boring, and 4 makes no sense.
That's why I never got into it. I mean, I hated 1, so...
The first one's the only one I've ever watched. So, just like River, I don't think I ever watched 2 or 3 just because of that, but it was boring.
It's boring as shit.
I think I fell asleep twice, and it took 3 sittings to get through it.
It ain't going to be... When I remake it with Justin Bieber in starring role, it ain't going to be bad at all, though. Justin Bieber and Hulk Hogan coming at you. 2014. And the tall man played by Michael Chiklis.
Are we going to see Hulkster's cock in that one, too?
No.
It's freaking disgusting.
Moving on to Blu-rays I checked out. I watched, what did I watch? A couple nights ago I watched House of the Devil, which is pretty much my favorite Halloween film.
That's a great film.
Yeah, and a lot of people shit on it. We did a show course on it. And I watched the Blu-ray, it looks good, but I mean, there's so much grain to it, which I mean, that's what pretty much he was going for like, you know, the older films with the heavy grains and everything. But overall, it looked, you know, okay, and of course the film's awesome. And then checked that one out. Then I also checked out 28 Days Later because that's one of my favorite films too, and it was shot on a Canon DV camcorder. So
mine's still cellophane from I don't know how many years ago. I've never opened it and watched it.
Really? You've never seen the film?
That's the second one, right?
No, the first one. 28
No,
Days
the first one I've seen. The second one I still have cellophane. I've never opened it.
Yeah, I picked up the second one too because it was only like $7 on Blu-ray, and I'm not a huge fan of the second one. I mean,
It's got Jeremy Renner.
it has Jeremy Renner in it, but it's just so hard to take seriously. I mean, the first one I think is a phenomenal film. I mean, it's one of my favorite horror films because I mean, I don't know, when that came out, it was like, I don't know.
It was
way
before
ahead of
zombies made their resurgence. Now they're all hip and cool.
Exactly.
Well, Jeremy Renner, unfortunately for him, I know everybody loves him now, but he peaked at the beginning of his career. You ain't topping National Lampoon's Senior Trip.
I agree. That movie's awesome, dude.
It's a great double feature with Dead Man on Campus.
I just watched that yesterday, dude, when I woke up, dude. I love that film, dude.
So do
I never Dead Man on Campus. That's got Zach Morris, right?
Yeah.
I never saw that one. I've seen National Lampoon's Senior Trip a million times, but
yeah, but other than that, those are the two I checked out. But I mean, quality-wise, of course, that one's not going to be great because it was shot on DV camcorder. But the last part of it, I guess, was shot in 35 millimeter, and it looks beautiful. So, you know, take it. It's only $8, so I mean, I recommend picking it up if you're a fan of the film. So.
Well, right now it's the season, so you know we got Walmarts and Best Buys and all the mainstream retailers putting out the Halloween Blu-rays for prices like that. So there's actually some different decent titles to pick from. And I mean, if you're like me, I mean, in my town we got about 20 Walmarts, and it's ridiculous. There's a Walmart a quarter of a mile in any direction I look. I could throw a stone, but and they all have different ones. It's not like they all have the same ones. So you know, I've been enjoying going to all of them and seeing what I can get. And I don't know. I don't really expect amazing quality out of them, but you know, after the season ends, they're not even going to carry them anymore because that's just the way these stores do. And it really pisses me off. But like I just picked up. I never had the first Evil. I got Evil Dead 2, but I've never had the first Evil Dead on Blu-ray or Army of Darkness. I went ahead and picked them up for $6.99 a piece. I'm like, oh, why not? You know, Walmart, I think, of all places. But and I've yet to watch those. Todd, I think you said Evil Dead looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, it has a grain to it, but it just adds to everything. I mean, you wouldn't think it would look that good.
That's cool.
They did a good job with it, I thought. But,
One of the nicest looking Blu-rays, which shocked me, is Hobo with the Shotgun.
yeah, that looked great too.
I mean, that really, for as shitty a film as that was, that looked amazing.
Oh, I think they shot that on a red camera, I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that. But
Well, that's cool. No. Yeah.
Yeah, right there?
Yeah, fine. We just kind of had this weird little stunt in the conversation. What happened?
Got
Just
quiet. Are you? It got
real
quiet. You like hiding
quiet.
in a cornfield, or?
I know, dude.
No, I'm actually circling a Walmart right now. I told you they're everywhere. I'm like walking around the perimeter right now.
Hey,
But,
do you have Reanimator on Blu-ray, Corey?
No, I have the 3 Reanimators, but they're just normal DVD. I believe it or not, I have only rebought, I think, 2 films on Blu-ray, and they are Big Trouble in Little China and The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You're not
I think
a double dipper then, huh?
No, well, actually, I take that back. My wife bought Taken, so we have Taken and Taken on Blu-ray as well as normal. But no, I don't really rebuy them. I'm a big movie collector, so I want my money for something I don't already have.
Sure. And I'm a big quality junkie, so I don't know. I have to double dip if the quality's there. But other than that, I usually don't.
It's got to have like some really cool special feature or something for me to, because I mean, I think I've got 5 Evil Dead 2s. The most complete one I have is probably the 10. I got lucky when Anchor Bay put out the big sealed and numbered double disc of Army of Darkness that has actually had everything on it, so I never had to rebuy that one.
Was that a 10 or was that?
No, that one was just a normal. But they made like so many. I had to go to Suncoast Video, pay like $40-something for it when it came out. Because I bought that at the same time the Supergirl special edition came out.
Supergirl, what's that about?
Supergirl.
I never heard of that.
Seriously?
Supergirl, the
Faye Dunaway and Helen Slater?
No, I haven't heard of that, no.
If you get the special edition, it's kind of neat because it touches on how basically in Krypton, because of her human intelligence, she's basically mentally retarded. So I don't recommend the movie unless you just like I was and saw it when I was like,
was
8
that the
years
one
old.
from the 80s or was that?
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
new?
no, that was,
okay. I thought that was
no.
a new one. I was like,
No, it was something I saw when I was a kid. I'm one of those weird people that tries to buy the stuff they saw when they were a kid, the whole nostalgia factor.
So were you a Superman fan then too, or?
When I was a kid, I loved it, and then my son, he's 3, and he's like into superheroes. So I said, "Let's watch Superman." And probably the first time I'd seen it in, easy 20 years. And boy, let me tell you, that's one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
4 was my favorite, or 3?
Oh my god!
Oh, Gene Hackman, was that number 2 or 3 or?
That's in 2.
He was in 1, 2, and 4.
Okay. Who was the guy with the electricity or whatever? Was that Superman 4?
That was 4. He had the nuclear powers.
Yeah, the nuclear. That was my favorite when I was a kid.
Really?
I hate all the Superman movies, man. I just don't like them. I don't like them.
One coming out, I think, is going to stink. The one Zack Snyder's doing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Not a Zack Snyder fan. Loved Watchmen, but that's it.
I hate Zack Snyder. I did like the trailer, though. I saw it in the theaters. I thought it looked kind of cool, but I don't know.
Man,
when did Perry White become black? I'm confused with some of his casting nowadays.
Yeah.
For me, there is no other comic movie than, I'm really looking forward to the Wolverine, because I'm going to give them the benefit that they can do better this time and just erase that abortion that last one was. But I'm really looking forward to the, I guess it's technically a sequel to First Class, but it could be a merge between the original X-Men movies and the new one, because it's the Days of Future Past story, which I'm really excited about. And that just presents unlimited possibilities what they can do. They've already asked Patrick Stewart and Famke Janssen each, are you guys going to reprise your roles? Because they could do it with the time travel and all that good stuff. And they both gave the same answers on separate occasions, just kind of the old smile and you'll have to wait and see type of thing, And I'm excited for it personally. And you know what? Wolverine's the only damn bastard that survived that whole mutant holocaust. So
yeah.
Hugh Jackman could be old. It's good. It works. Works for the movie.
I think he said, though, he didn't want to keep doing them because it's getting harder and harder for him to get in that shape for those films.
I haven't read that. He's gotten in awesome, really his peak shape for the new Wolverine movie. He's gotten actually put on some mass.
He's borrowing HGH from Stallone.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, I don't knock it.
But
shit up every day.
I know Hugh Jackman has to fit that whole Hollywood look of being 6'2" or whatever, and we know that's way taller than Wolverine ever was. But at least now they're at least now trying to get him all big and bulky like Wolverine was. He was a short, stout little dude. Because I love Hugh Jackman. I think he's great. But in the X2, and he actually got in better shape for the Wolverine movie. Such a big pile of crap. But I
like the Wolverine movie. I had a good time with
it. It's horrible.
What are you getting off over there or what?
I'm anti-jerking off if that's possible. Because
this is a baby.
It's a horrible. What did you like about that movie?
It's fun. I think I've said 100 times. If I have to think when I'm watching a movie, I probably don't like the movie. I pay to be entertained, not do work. And Wolverine was just mindless. Killed an hour and 45 minutes for me. I liked it. I had nothing against it.
Okay, on that note, that kind of brings us into the Prometheus. Then let's get into that a little bit. You want to start things off there, Goose?
Sure, why not? I don't know how Wolverine and how that movie sucked balls leads us into Prometheus. They're not connected at all, but we'll leave that there. We'll finish that later. But and how they ruined Deadpool, how that Ryan Reynolds destroyed that character. But anyway, all right.
Well, no, he's
the perfect choice for that character.
No, you would think so on paper, and he looks great, and we've seen his comedic abilities and his, how he wisecracks in other movies. Yeah, it's perfect for that whole demeanor of Deadpool, but they did not play it off in that movie at all. It's he has it naturally, and yet they chose for, hey, you know what you're good at? Don't do it for this movie that you should be doing it in. Like, why? Anyway, I'm getting peeved talking about it. We should just go in Prometheus before I have a baby. I'm going to have kids. But anyway.
C-section it out of you.
Oh.
With the staple gun machine.
That was a scene from Prometheus. You know what? We'll grade the movie afterwards because I think we all have different opinions here. But the Blu-ray is undeniably beautiful. I think it's cool. And you know what? Unlike Cory here, I actually think it's just a minor step above Avengers. To me. But I guess it might be when it gets that close, it might be really hard to pick a winner because they look totally different. Avengers is vibrant, all kinds of colors, Disney, Marvel, the way they do things, and Prometheus is real drab, darker tones, but it's got beautiful landscapes and all kinds of stuff. So maybe it's just a different kind of pleasure there, but I personally really think it's beautiful. I think the audio is perfect. I think it's loaded. I got the 3D 4-disc version, so it's loaded with special features. Commentaries with Ridley Scott and the producers or the writers, and featurettes and a bunch of deleted scenes. I think it's like 48 minutes worth of deleted scenes that actually explain a lot of the plot holes that people bitch about all the time. And if you watch those with the commentary on, a recurring excuse for getting rid of the scene was it gave away too much. So, I stood by from the beginning like I think they did that intentionally. I think it serves the film that it answers absolutely nothing. And only raises more questions on top of that at the end of it. But, it looks beautiful. What do you guys think of the aesthetic quality of the film?
I think that first scene, man, it just blew me away. Just those landscapes and everything. And then, I don't know, aliens or what do they call themselves? They're
the engineers.
The engineers look like. I just thought it was phenomenal.
First thing that fucked me about that movie, but anyway. The movie looked good. I won't say when all the cloud scenes, the sky scenes, the waterfall scenes, and everything. It, like you said, it's a beautiful movie. It's just it doesn't have that vivid kind of pop to it like the Avengers. It's more kind of like a grittier, grainier film. But no, it looks good. I can't say it doesn't look good.
It's not an Avatar type of look, but I think it's up there with that film.
Avatar is like one of the worst movies ever made. I'm sorry.
It is. No, it is. It is. I fucking hate it, but the Blu-ray, it looks beautiful. It's the best looking Blu-ray out there, probably.
How do you take a fucking movie about these flying Smurfs on their donkeys and try to make it anything other than a comedy when you got JP from Grandma's Boy in it?
Exactly. Turd nuggets.
One of the comedies.
I love Grandma's Boy. Love Grandma's Boy.
It's actually one of the one sheets I have framed in my basement is Grandma's Boy.
Oh, really?
I don't know why they don't make Alan Covert and all those guys don't make more movies. I know they followed it up with one outdoorsy
it was shitty.
And it was. I never saw Bigfoot.
it. Yeah, it's with him and what the fuck's the name?
Nick Swartzen.
Strange Wilderness.
Oh, Strange Wilderness. Yeah.
It was Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, and I never saw that. I think it was in and out of just existence really quick. But just even if that sucked, Grandma's Boy was so amazing. They need to do it again because they proved that we don't need Adam Sandler personally. They made a movie that Adam Sandler doesn't want to make anymore.
Yeah,
and it was great. And Alec Culver was a great leading man. I thought he was awesome. It's just got the most one-liners out of any comedy I can think of in the last 10 years or whatever that came out. I'm thinking of the oven scene right now when he's stoned. Ooh, supper time. Just grabs the oven.
And he put the banana in the oven. Yeah.
Throws it all on the cookie sheet tray or whatever. I love it when he's first sleeping in the guest bedroom of his grandma's house and his grandma's playing that joke on the, ooh, I died in that bed. man. He's like, you've got to be. And his comedic timing with the way he says the simplest thing is so funny. When he's just like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. He's like, it is the funniest thing in the world, man. And the same thing with JP when he's just like trying to blend in with the wall, and there's that perfectly executed moment of silence before he actually says, "You're fucking weird," and it's brilliant. It's just his timing is so perfect. I die laughing at the stupidest little quotes.
All right, let's get back into Prometheus. Yeah,
Grandma's Boy's a better movie than Prometheus.
We're giving JP way too much coverage.
Hey, JP made a horror movie actually called
Hatchet.
No, let me rephrase it. JP made a good movie that was a horror movie that nobody realizes. It's called Spiral. I would recommend anyone check it out. He plays like some really weird, twisted guy that kills women. It's fantastic actually because he looks like a creepy killer. Yeah, he looks like a guy you'd find at a truck stop.
I liked Hatchet, but we'll go on to. I enjoyed it. I thought it was campy.
It was better than part 2. I'll give it that.
I didn't see part 2. Daniel Harris is in that, though, I hear. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Doesn't redeem it? Okay.
No, she's like an abortion gone wrong.
So you should check out the interview we just posted.
She looks good, right on.
See, I don't think she even looks good. She's creepy looking to me.
I don't find her attractive like Nate and Todd do, personally. I think she's not ugly, and I could think of people I'd rather not be with other than her, but I don't think she's like, I don't even think she's a 9. You know who's
fucking hot that if I was to, other than Ashley Gold, if I was to make movies, you know who I would put in every movie I made butt naked?
Who?
Topanga.
Topanga from Boy Meets World?
You're damn right.
You like them thick, dude.
No, dude, she is fucking hot. And I watch that every day, like if I'm home, like our daycare lady was off, so I was like working half days for like the last 2 weeks, and I would watch that every afternoon in like a marathon block. If that little fucking curly-headed moron would have just said, "I want a banga Topanga," the show would still be on right
now. She when she started out that show, they were all young, but she really did develop on that.
You ain't kidding. Like over the seasons.
Just all of a sudden, she got that thick, kind of robust look in a good way, and she had a rather big natural rack, and pretty. I'm not gonna get as vulgar as you, but yeah, I agree with you. She's got those lips too. There's something about her. I don't know. She kind of reminds me of Amanda Sukup. Do you remember her, Todd?
Yeah, I remember her.
That's an old high school reference that nobody's going to get, but she always reminded me of Topanga. It's basically the Topanga of our high school back in the day. You would have been all over her. Yeah, but okay, that's detour number 3 off of Prometheus. Boy Meets World.
Yeah, let's get back on topic. Okay, let's just throw it out there. Why do you hate Prometheus?
Because we both like it.
No,
it sucks. It's fucking off. Okay, for starters, the casting. Casting's horrible. Okay, what? Michael Fassbender. No, that role, that android role, screams Nicolas Cage. Watch it again. Watch the mannerisms and the faces. That's Nicolas Cage. The movie's boring as shit. Okay, first we're gonna go.
Awesome, dude. I thought he was perfect.
I disagree. Hey, look, the cast is one of the strongest things about it. Everybody in that movie is cast well.
You've got Charlize Theron. She's hot as hell, and she's hardly in the movie. Yet you've got that transgender dude, Naomi Rapace, from the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movies, running around in her underwear. Nobody wants to see that. I know. I don't.
I agree with you on that one, but
she's not a good actress. I liked the Millennium Trilogy, the ones that she was in Sweden, and she was good in those. Okay, she was just death on screen in Sherlock Holmes 2. I don't think she's a good actor. She's hideous. She's a fucking chud. She really does look like someone who's she looks like one of those confused transgender people that stuffs her bra with I don't know, Playtex cups or something. the movie's boring. They're talking about we're going to fight the engineers. I'm thinking at least Shane Carwin's going to show up and I'm going to see a fight or something. they get on a fucking plane and they go to a planet. And who was the black guy? He sucked too. He was like low rent bootleg Lawrence Fishburne.
The guy that played the gatekeeper in Thor. Janek.
There's nothing goes on in that movie. Like, and then finally when she goes to C-section herself, I'm like, all right, it took an hour and 15 minutes, but now the shit's gonna be on. Then it just got boring again.
Wow. I'll say real, Jesus Christ.
I'm not a big science fiction guy. I will say, okay. I can probably count the sci-fi I like on my hand, but I was always a big fan of Alien, and I should have known better than to stay away because Ridley Scott did it, and Blade Runner's like one of the worst things ever made. I think he's topped that with this because it's longer, so it's more to suffer through.
I will say, you talk about a slow pace. Now, this is something I can honestly say. Alien, very slow pace, but it's very effective because I always see Alien more leaning towards the horror than the sci-fi. Even though it's clearly a sci-fi movie, but it's very much a horror movie, 100%. So it's just constantly, it's very slow, but it builds suspense. This one is the same kind of way, but I'd say it's veering it's got a little bit of those suspenseful type of, we're going to try and scare you type of stuff, but I think it's the opposite where it's veering a little bit more to the sci-fi, with the creators and all that crazy stuff where it's real confusing. Alien was very simple. We didn't question anything. I was like, okay, there's this thing on the ship. It's picking them off one by one. And you can't tell me Sigourney Weaver was hotter.
Oh, God, no. Her forehead is gigantic. She looked like Clint Howard in The Wraith. Now, Sigourney Weaver is living proof that a blonde dye job and a push-up bra can make you look hot in your 50s, though. I'll give her that. But she's a better actress than that Naomi Rapace guy. I mean, that's just... That. And Charlize Theron, I mean, she is so hot. And she was in the movie for what? Top bill bitch in it for what? 6 minutes?
And she boned the captain.
What purpose did she serve in that movie?
Well, she kind of, you didn't really know. She might have been sort of a decoy because, we know with the Alien movies that there's always that one guy you don't know his character. Like, man, is he got a hidden agenda? And we don't know. First of all, the whole movie, we don't know if she's the one with some kind of weird hidden agenda. We're trying to figure her out. We don't know if Michael Fassbender has this weird hidden agenda, even though he's an android. It takes you on all these different I mean, you don't really know. So maybe it's just there to throw you off. I don't know because...
Well, yeah, it pushes you into the whole Fassbender thing. I mean, thinking he's like the villain the whole time, but I don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I don't know.
Well, I'll spoil it because I'm not a normal part of the show. When the fucking alien finally pops up at the very end of the movie, how does that make it a prequel to Aliens? I'm just thinking the guy didn't have any brains, so I can't think of another alien. Hey, let's use that one.
It's not a prequel.
It's not a prequel to Alien. It's a totally different planet. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, I don't get it. That space jockey, the continuing of it doesn't make sense. It's a totally different planet. It's not the same one they found in Alien. And
Don't let me fool you. It's not that I didn't get it. I did get it. I mean, people that don't get it are just... they're stupid. There's a lot of people that don't get 12 monkeys, but probably because they don't see 12 monkeys running around on the screen. But I just couldn't get into it. Why couldn't a Predator have showed up?
Predator? Oh, God.
Let's not get into the whole AVP mess.
Alien
should never.
Those two movies are far superior to Prometheus.
Shut up.
Hands down.
I'm going to have a heart attack. Dude, those are the worst movies on the face of the planet. Requiem is even worse. It is horrible. Yeah, it's violent, and there's at least some campy violence, even though it's CGI blood and horrible. But the movie is retarded. It's horrible. How is that better than Prometheus? And they're poorly acted.
I can tell you why. How much did you pay for your DVD set of Prometheus?
Well, I paid $25 for the Blu-ray. Yeah, sweet.
All right. Now, you had to put a lot of thought into the movie. You had to think, right, when you were watching it.
Of course, but that's what I look for in that type of movie.
But see, no, that's just stupid. You paid your money. You shouldn't have to think.
See, that's
a lazy man's movie. It's like going to a rap concert when they ask you to yell with them. I paid. You do the work. I didn't have to think. in Aliens versus Predator, I had to kind of think why they made it, but I didn't have to put any thought into it.
But it bores me. It's boring. It's not even good. When I think of good, mindless fun, like, you know what, this movie's horrible, but I'll sit there and watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation and get a whole bunch of laughs out of it. And it won't put me to sleep. But this
actually was putting me to sleep. I can't lie. I was getting pretty bored during this one.
See, I don't know. I ate it up. I didn't mind it. I liked how it was, 2.5 hours long. And I personally liked it. I thought the casting was incredible. I like how besides Charlize Theron that, everybody was relatively newcomers or not super mainstream. Michael Fassbender is still on the rise from X-Men and even that Inglourious Bastards part and all that stuff. And Naomi Rapace. The cast was not.
See, now that movie stinks too.
Which one?
Inglourious Bastards.
I really like Inglourious Bastards. It doesn't.
Inglourious Bastards, I think, was a case of when you watch the previews, and I should have known better. They laid it with all the action scenes, but it's actually just a dialogue film, which Tarantino's films are all dialogue driven. It just, I don't know. I was just, I like the fact that the Germans in France were speaking, German or French. I mean, instead of English. I do appreciate that I had to read the film, but
Are you one of those people that don't like fictitious history, though?
No, I have no problem with that. My problem was my main problem with it was Brad Pitt was fantastic in it, but he wasn't in it enough. I wanted to see Brad Pitt.
Let's back up a second. So you appreciated the fact that they used authentic languages and you had to read the movie, but yet you don't like to work when you watch movies and you like them to be mindless fun.
Well, I got used to reading because I actually like horror movies from Italy and Japan and all that. So, you have to read that stuff. Reading a movie, I don't mind. I don't like having to put thought into a film. There's a difference.
Anyway, I was saying that I really do like it. It doesn't have the rewatch value of movies like Pulp Fiction or, the Kill Bills or any of that stuff. I think it has the least rewatch value. I've seen it probably twice, and I'm good for a while. But I do really like it, and yeah, Brad Pitt's amazing in it. I think he did fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to Django Unchained. I think it'll be great.
I think it's going to stink, but I'm going to go see it.
See, I'm not really looking forward to that. I saw the trailer. I was like, meh.
I think it'll be good, and I like it. I think Jamie Foxx will be great in it. I think everybody's going to be
cast. He's got a hell of a good cast. He always does, though.
Don Johnson, man. Don Johnson.
I like Don Johnson. He was great in Machete. I mean, he was clearly overshadowed by Steven Seagal, but...
All right, back to Prometheus.
Before we get on that kick. Okay, so I disagree on pretty much everything you said. I think Nicolas Cage makes everything worse, and I think it's already cast beautifully. And not only that, I think Michael Fassbender...
Nicolas Cage is an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender's a guy with obviously a fictitious name.
Michael Fassbender, not only... He stole the show. He was the best person in the movie.
I agree.
So he was awesome. He played the part great.
He was not manly enough compared to Naomi Rapace, though.
He's a droid.
I don't know. Just beep.
I really like that. What's his name? That Logan Marshall Green or whatever his name was. Was that the other main guy in it? With what's her face? Like they were. I don't know if they were dating or what.
The couple, yeah, the main guy.
He was really good. I don't know. I thought he was a really solid actor. He kind of reminds me of Shane from The Walking Dead for some reason.
He does. A skinny Shane. Yeah, I've always thought that.
No, Michael Fassbender was in Jonah Hex.
I never saw that abortion.
That's a great movie.
Really?
You don't go wrong with Josh Brolin.
He's a great actor. You know what? But like anybody else, he's only as good as the script he's in. I didn't like him in No Country for Old Men. I didn't like No Country for Old Men. And he wasn't in that?
Yeah. That was a movie where when it ended, I was like, hey, my DVD must have cut off. Let me rewind. Oh, no, it just ended. God, this is stupid.
And you know what? We're not going to get into this topic because this is an episode in its entirety, but we should talk about the Coen brothers sometime because it's like sometimes I'm a huge fan and sometimes I'm just like, what? They're so hit and miss. I either love it or
100% hit and miss.
I love it or I absolutely don't love it. I mean, it's really...
It was awesome, though.
Yeah, they've got their comedy stuff and then they got their gritty, dark stuff, and with both of them, they're hit or miss. I hate Raising Arizona, but I love Oh Brother. I hate it. It's overrated.
Arizona.
It's
Yes,
overrated.
Miller's Crossing's good though.
They do. Fargo's great.
Fargo's awesome.
Fargo's good, yeah.
They do The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
That was good. Except though the only real dude is Michael Dudikoff.
Okay.
The real dude.
I love Lady Killers. I think it's great and it's underappreciated.
Never seen it.
That's funny with Tom Hanks and Marlon Wayans, right?
Yeah, I
it's
think
a
it's
funny movie.
hilarious. Yeah, but anyway, that's a whole episode of our own. We could go into that. That's something I'd like to pick apart. But yeah, anyway, that's where I stand on Prometheus. I dug it. I understand how it could be overly complicated. It might make you think just a little too much. But you know what? I don't think they failed, because that's one of those movies that after we went and saw in theaters, literally all the forums online were blown up with people having debates on what this meant and that meant. And I think that's not necessarily a failure. I mean, that people were talking, and I don't know. It made you think. I didn't have a problem with it. Todd, what's your overall feeling? And the music was great. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought it was fantastic as well. I just like your points. After I watched the film, I actually wanted to watch it again. That's how much I enjoyed it. Made you think. I mean, you didn't pick up everything, within the first viewing, and I really liked that. The only thing that kind of made me mad in the film was, of course, they had like the token black guy and they had the token Asian, which was kind of
I noticed that,
which kind of pissed me off, because I mean, you got to be a little more original than that. I mean, but other than that, I can look past that. Overall, I thought it was a great film. I think it's worth a purchase too. So that's just my opinion.
I'll say one good thing about it. It's 10 times better than Sucker Punch.
I didn't see that.
No,
I didn't see that. I got a couple of friends. They're kind of like bro jock types that love it, and I just think it was stupid. I didn't think it was
the worst movie ever made. And I've seen a lot of movies.
That can't be, because we already decided Alien vs. Predator Requiem is the worst movie ever made.
No. I've seen way worse than Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
But
Blade Runner is worse than Alien vs. Predator.
I did want to comment on that. We kind of escaped that. I will say that I'm a huge Ridley Scott fan, but Blade Runner is overrated. I think it's overrated. I don't think it's a horrible movie or a bad movie. I mean, it's a movie I could watch. I think I've watched it once, and that's it. I don't need to watch it again. And I didn't think it was amazing. I do not like what's that hussy that's in that movie? What's her name?
Anna?
No, the chick that tried to play Catwoman and they gave it to Michelle Pfeiffer. What is her name? She was
Halle
in Stripes.
Berry.
She was in Stripes.
Oh, PJ Souls?
No, the other one.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
God, I know her name.
You're talking about the dark-haired one, right?
Yeah, she sucks. I don't like her in anything. I don't even like her in Stripes. But then I love Stripes.
I like Stripes, too.
Yeah, perfect.
We didn't have a Bill Murray episode, for God's sake.
Man.
I love Bill Murray. Greatest movie of all time. Sorry, is lost in translation. But moving on.
Meatballs is my favorite Bill Murray movie.
Oh, no, Ghostbusters.
You know what? I don't know. We need to have this for a separate episode, but I want to say one thing, and we got to end that. But I don't know why Ghostbusters 2 gets the hate it does. I think
it sucks.
It does suck. It's a similar format of the first one, except on a budget. Totally, yeah, it's on a major budget. It's totally Hollywoodized and all that stuff, but it's a fun movie. How could it? You would have to just feel absolutely betrayed. That could be your only reason, because it is so amped up and maybe overproduced for someone to have the hatred that they do for it. But it's funny, and I just think if you love the first one, you got to at least enjoy the second one. That's all I'm saying.
It had a couple moments, but that was really it. It didn't have much going for me. Part 2 didn't.
Wow. That's actually the first one I ever saw. Maybe that does something to it too. I mean, I saw the first one shortly after, not too long after, but I was just a little guy when that one came out, and I saw it, and I'm like, hey, this is awesome, So as a little kid, maybe that's the bias there. But I think they're both awesome. I love the first one.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've seen when I was a kid that I love, that I still love as an adult, but I can see where if an adult is watching it for the first time, they might not like it. I always do. Like, if I'm pimping up a movie from when I was a kid, I will always be the first to say, well, I saw this when I was a kid.
I agree with you.
Missed that one.
I call that
you
feeling...
You missed Care Bears too?
Yeah.
movie's awesome.
For me, I call that feeling Mac and Me. I used to love that movie, and I actually watched it on Netflix not too long ago. I'm like, this is the worst E.T. piece of shit ripoff I've ever seen in my life, and it was horrible. It's horrible. It looks horrible. Mac and Me, the Mac, the creature, actually looks horrible. It's the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know why I ever liked it.
I don't know. I don't totally agree with you because If Looks Could Kill is still one of my favorite films.
Oh, hands down, that's one of the funniest movies ever made. It's better than any James Bond movie ever made. I'll go on record and say that.
Hell yeah, man! I agree with you on that.
Not a big Bond fan. Don't hate Bond, just not a big fan.
You know, I was talking to Cory Bat32 about that, and we were actually going to do a show about it. So we should all three do like a little thing about If Looks Could Kill because I'm a huge fan of that film.
Oh, that's great. I remember when I saw that. I was in high school when that came out because I was a big 21 Jump Street fan. So of course I was going to see it, with Rico. But there was me, my friend, and we were the theater.
I'm going to nail your ass to the wall.
I got to get on the bandwagon because I've never seen it.
Oh, it's awesome, dude. It's like National Lampoon Senior Trip and James Bond mixed together, dude.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it was, but
it's a Warner Brother archive if you want to buy it.
Oh man, it's kind of like National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. You can't find that thing anymore. I love that. I think it's way better.
I have that. I bought that one right when it came
I love
out.
Seven Deadly Sins. That's my favorite.
Really
Andrew Dice
Clay.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, mister, what are you looking at? Everything, Urkel. Remember the kids looking at the porno mag in the convenience store?
All right,
I like to watch If Looks Could Kill. If I back-to-back that, it's usually with Cool as Ice.
Oh, dude, Cool as Ice is great, dude.
Ditch to Zero and get with the hero.
That's right.
Freaking Michael Gross, dude. He doesn't get enough work, dude. He was on top of his game back then. Fresh off the sitcom. He's in Tremors and Cool as Ice. He was living it. And then something went wrong.
And the girl was the girl from those milk commercials that grew.
That grew. I don't remember that. I kind of remember.
The little kid, she drinks the milk and she turns into like a hot kind of slut. Yeah, that was her.
I remember it. I just don't remember that much detail of the face. But anyway, I think we need to move on to The Walking Dead. Let's give a final rating. Let's give a rating to Prometheus. You know what? I'm gonna be unfair and I'm gonna have to compare it to a scale with Alien because I think it's only fair. If Alien is a perfect 10, which to me it is, I got to give Prometheus. Maybe an 8, and as far as like the Alien series as a whole, even though I think it's pretty non-canon with anything that was after the original Alien, but if we are, I'm going to say it's in the middle. It's not, I still hold 1 as the best, and then Aliens, Cameron, number 2, and it's right behind that. It's better than 3 and 4, and way better than the AVPs. So, and I enjoy 3 and 4, and I know people hate those movies, but I like them. So
I
that's
walked out of part 3.
I used to love that as a kid, dude. Part 3, but
did you watch the director's cut? Have you seen the director's cut?
No, I walked out of it in the theater. I don't want to revisit it.
Okay, well, David Fincher was really unhappy with it because they chopped it up and they just ruined it for him. And if you get the Alien Blu-ray box set, Todd, like I'm trying to convince you to get, it's got the director's cut in it. I'm just saying it's got the director's cut in it, and they added some cool stuff, and it's a good movie. It's not a bad movie by any stretch. I enjoy it. But anyway, I'd say it's an 8.
Me, overall, I'd give it a 9, actually. 9? It caught me on a good night, and I want to watch it again, personally. It had a nice couple weeks. So.
Yeah, 8's a really, really, really good score. I just thought I'd compare it with Alien. If Alien's a flawless film...
Well, I'm not comparing Aliens, because I haven't seen Alien in a while, so ever since... probably about 10 years now. So
if I was grading it on just like a movie nowadays of just stuff I've seen, I'd probably be right there with you. But I think if I'm putting it next to Alien 9, might be a little ambitious.
Sure.
But it's really, really good. Okay, Cory, I'm just going to assume you give it a 0.
No, I give it. Well, it's visually stunning. I'll give it a 2.5.
How generous of you.
If they made a few casting changes, fixed that up a little bit, trimmed out some of the film, maybe it could work its way up to a 4.
I see. All right. Well, that's that. So
I can tell you one science fiction movie that I watched recently that I did enjoy, and that was Splice.
I've been wanting to see that. I hate Adrian Brody, but I want to see that.
I would fuck that thing too.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'm just it's running through my imagination what you're talking about.
Oh, he fucks it.
He does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to watch it now.
That's why all those people in them jokes will call him a beast fucker and all that. No, he moves that tail back and fucks the shit out of it.
Oh.
I don't blame him. I would, too. So what if it has a tail?
Oh, I need to check it out. I saw it the family video. I need to run it now.
You know what sci-fi movie came out around the same time? I mean, I don't know precisely, but I saw it. I saw it on a flight, actually. It was an Asian flight, and it was that Pandorum. Horrible, horrible movie. With Ben Foster, as much as I love him, and Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid's good. And I like Dennis Quaid in some of his previous glories, you know, but it was not a good movie. It was predictable. It was stupid. It just played off every cliche that's come before it. But whatever. We're getting off Prometheus again.
Yeah, if I had to recommend, the best science fiction movie, in my opinion, ever made is Fortress with Christopher Lambert.
Hey, Fortress is awesome. And I would love to have a Christopher Lambert episode because I think he's badass and he needs to be bigger than what he is because he's awesome. I think he's great. And Fortress is amazing. Hell, Fortress 2 is good.
Fortress 2 that is good. I will admit. I like them both.
So that's a good one. We need to consider doing the Fortress movies, River. But anyway, we'll get onto it. We got a 9.
No Johnny Mnemonic then? All right, no. All right, let's take a little break, and we'll come right back here in a second.
There's a town where law and order are dirty words, where you can buy a cop as easy as a beer, where the women are friendly as long as you've got the price. They call it Bucktown. Bucktown, starring Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Thalamus Rasulullah, and Tony King. They're the greatest black attack pack you'll ever see.
What the hell do you know about that?
And they're taking over Bucktown.
Like stealing candy from a baby.
You know any prayers, Cracker?
Damn, brother, you have become one violent dude.
Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Thalamus Rasulullah, and Tony King. Together, they're dynamite. In Bucktown, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
If you've ever considered stepping behind the beaded curtain at a sleazy video store, if you've ever watched something so vile that you had to lock the door behind you, if you currently have a VCR still connected to your home theater, then get yourself over to Exploited Cinema at exploitedcinema.blogspot.com. Bat32 and J-Dog always keep it greasy, and remember to keep telling yourself
it's only a podcast.
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 Trouble is here. He wears $600 suit, drives a $10,000 car, and he carries 2 guns. One to stop trouble and one to make trouble.
Oh, I come apart, but now who?
He was born in the ghetto.
I didn't make it, baby, playing by the rules.
Raised in the streets.
I come apart, baby, but now I'm fine.
Trouble is this man's name.
Checking trouble, sugar, moving down the line.
Trouble man.
Ain't gonna let it sweat me, baby.
If you're looking for trouble, look out, cause trouble is here. Robert Hooks is Trouble Man. You jive him, and he'll wash you away. Trouble Man from 20th Century Fox. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent. Trouble Man with an original Marvin Gaye score.
Hey guys, we're back. What's going on?
What's up?
All right,
back for round 2. We got to get into Walking Dead.
Sure.
Walking Dead.
Both of you checked that out, right?
Yeah. Just to be clear, you guys don't read the comic books, right?
Don't. No.
I never
okay,
read
I won't spoil anything for you.
Please don't. You know, I mean, I don't think I have to wait till the end of this whole discussion to say that it was an awesome episode. I'll say that up front. It might be the best episode. It might be the best episode so far. It was that good. They started off with a bang. Thank God they needed to. There's really nothing I can nitpick about it. Maybe a couple little story-wise I don't understand. Continuity. Why did it take them so long to find the prison? Because, I mean, didn't a few months pass? Is that the gap they kind of were trying to display there? Because they're all good at shooting now.
The winter passed. They kept saying, they made it through the winter. So,
I'm curious to why it took them so long to find the prison, as we saw at the end of season 2.
Well, if you go back and watch it again. Get your Zombie Head Blu-ray if you don't have it. That's an awesome purchase.
I do have it.
I do too. If you look, when they pan down, you see it in the background, but it looks like it is, miles and miles and miles back. And, they might have asked T-Dog's dumbass to help do some tracking, and he probably went the opposite way.
He wanted to go east or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the show.
And what is it? I want to comment on T-Dog. What is it, the comment you made that you think...
He paid that walker off to bite Herschel.
He paid him off.
I'm Team Herschel.
I just think they clearly never watched or played a Resident Evil game. You clearly never watch. You just assume any lifeless-looking corpse will come alive. Like, walk around it. Take a side step. Don't walk right next to it. They will. They could each.
Herschel's defense. He's old. He was trying to find his daughter. Actually, I think he wants to kill Glenn, to be honest with you. But that's just my theory. But
he might want to kill. The little one now for wanting to get with his other one.
Yeah, I hate that little shit.
I hate him too. I want him dead. I want him and his mom dead.
Oh, I hate his mom too.
Oh God, I hate his mom too. I hope she turns into a zombie, but I don't know. That was the rumors, but I don't want to know anything. So. Season 3, the first episode broke records with 10.9 million viewers, which I thought was kind of cool.
That is very cool. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that... I understand zombies are hip now and all that stuff, but I'm not one of these guys that's going to bust the chops. I approve of it being popular because we get... If it became like a Twilight type of thing where they got all hip and we got stuff like Twilight that was watered down and just for Justin Bieber tweenies and all that stuff, it would be horrible. But the fact is, it's popular and we're getting quality programs like Walking Dead where we can watch things like a leg amputation on basic cable. I'm down for it.
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
On basic cable.
That's so cool, yeah.
The production values on that show they're amazing. And that's probably the nicest looking show on TV right now. It's like watching a movie from the 70s, in all honesty.
Well, didn't season 2 get budget cuts due to the fact that Mad Men was their number one show?
Yeah, but if you think about it, it just took place in a farm.
Is that why they cut some of the budget on that? Or?
They have all that new. I think they got a new director and everything. Because once they get the new director, that's when a lot of the cast members like Dale, ended up leaving, and my favorite character Shane, which, in all honesty,
too. That was mine too.
And as much as everyone loved Shane and was pissed that he died, Shane died in way early on in the comic. They stretched him on way longer than he should have been, in all honesty.
We love Shane as a character. He brought the drama, but I think his time was up. I approve that they got rid of him then because it couldn't have went on any longer. It would have been ridiculous if it went on any longer. Somebody's going to break.
He was the most believable. If you think about it, I would have, in all honesty, I would have killed Herschel and took over his farm.
I would have killed Dale right off the bat. That guy pissed me off.
Dale's like the stupidest guy in the world. Okay, he doesn't see a walker coming up on him or smell the walker, nothing like that, before he gets eaten. Yet when Glenn's little bitch ass comes back into town, he smells him. You just had sex, didn't you? But he can't see a walker 2 feet from him.
I didn't even think about that.
That's
He can smell the semen.
Seriously, he smelled the sex on the guy, but he couldn't smell a walker that just mutilated a cow.
You got a really good attention to detail, man. That's good.
I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt that had him on it, and I've seen the picture online. It says "I'm not part of this conversation, but God damn it, if I don't get involved."
That's very funny. But yeah, that first episode, man, had more production budget and more action than the entire 3/4 of the second season. Minus that, whatever the finales or whatever. But it was incredible. I don't know.
I was talking to Goose or whatever a couple days ago or a day ago, and I was asking if all the essays from the prison are going to be taking turns on the chicks now.
I want to see her. I want to see the little one get gang raped, man. I want to see him pass him around, dude.
Pass around Lori.
There's just the 4 of them, so.
Poke the baby in the head, dude.
I think that's what I said, dude. Poke the soft spot. But I think they probably want to take turns with Herschel's young daughter, man. And men got needs. I understand.
Herschel's gonna put his shotgun. He's gonna mount it to his leg like a stump and shoot people like Planet Terror.
That would be awesome. And we were talking about the whole thing with the little boy and Herschel's daughter, and they're kind of flirting, giving each other looks back and forth. And it's funny because it's like a real prison environment, because he's really hit the jackpot, because you got this little kid getting the eyeballs of a girl who's a few years his senior, and she's developed and he's not, and he's just at that age. And it's a zombie apocalypse, man. So it's like he's looking pretty good to her, So I mean, he's probably enjoying the zombie apocalypse.
I really hope Michael Rooker has a decent role in this season, though, because
he's coming back, isn't he?
He's coming back.
I saw him in the little preview
teaser thing. Yeah, he's coming back.
I'm assuming he's going to be somewhere in the city with the governor. So that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, and you know what? I like it because the show, we've seen the characters develop and change, and when we come back with Michael Rooker, we're going to see Daryl's character sort of at a fork in the road. Is he going to be able to make the right decision? Because back when he started the show, he was angry, had a vendetta, he wanted his brother, he was pissed off at T-Dog and everybody else in there because they left his brother to die.
I'm pissed off at T-Dog, too. I hate him.
I do too. But I'm saying since then he's become a different person. He wants to bone old dyke looking ladies, and he's grown a soft heart. So when he sees Merle now, he's going to have that decision like, all right, do I gotta distance myself from my brother who's obviously psycho and stick with the group, or what?
I really think he's going to go back. I think he's kind of turning a little bit. You can tell the past 3 or 4 episodes from this season.
Season 2.
Yeah, and I could see him turn back with his brother, but I don't know if that's in the comics, so don't.
Yeah,
they're not in the comics.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
No, yeah, they were totally. I did read that they were totally creative, and it's funny because Daryl's the fan favorite, and he doesn't even come from source material. Isn't that funny?
He's like the Boba Fett of that show.
Now,
exactly.
Was that Michonne or whatever her name? Was she in it too?
Yeah, she's in the comics. She has the two zombie pets. There's one of the things that I'm curious is there's a story arc with her that should be in this season that I'm very curious to see if they do on television. A lot of people say they won't. I think they will. So
she's badass. I mean, I saw her, but the funny thing was, me and my old lady were sitting here, and I started thinking about Goose talking about the 2 steak lips or whatever that she. I don't know if you noticed that there, Goose. 2 pieces of steak or whatever you just want to rip off and throw in the grill.
We should.
She's gross, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we should try and get an interview with her and see what her mom Whoopi's up to. Does she look like Whoopi Goldberg, dude?
She's like Mike Tyson.
Dude, I wouldn't fuck with her though. She's badass.
I like the one chick that's with her, Andrea.
Andrea, yeah.
I hate Andrea.
No, she's actually probably the hottest of the bunch. In all honesty,
I agree.
Dude,
well, Carol's pretty hot though.
She looks so skanky, dude. Like, you could see her. You could see.
I like Sinead O'Connor, dude. Come on.
I think Maggie's like kind of hot until I look at her up close.
Exactly.
Like she's hot from a distance.
Yeah, when you see her in HD, especially, man. Yeah, her face is.
Okay. She reminds me of Maggie Gyllenhaal, so I do think she's hot because I have this thing for Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't have that one there, but I've been told I have strange taste in women, so yeah.
I don't.
Well, you see that movie, Strange Baby or whatever, where she's just getting nailed all the time or whatever it's called.
Was that one with James Spader, dude?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't. Spader, she's like the She's like the secretary that's just getting banged all the time by James Spader, her boss. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
maybe it was.
Anyway,
Sherry Baby is what it's called. Yeah.
I like Showgirls.
Oh yeah, I did.
Showgirl. That movie's horrible.
I saw that at the Dundee.
Dude,
I like the Rastafarian on that, dude.
The guy from Speed 2.
Yeah. He's awesome.
It should have been Tiffany Amber Thiessen though.
I agree.
Instead of Jesse Spano.
I agree.
But Jesse was the better
actor. Lark Voorhees is hot too.
Jesse was the best actor, though. I mean, nobody ever takes caffeine pills and turns into a meth head on a TV show. I mean, that was just
I love that episode, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, I like California Dreams was far superior to
dude, nobody ever remembers that. I love that fucking show.
I was so pissed because Shout Factory bought the rights to it, so I bought season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, and they just say, not enough people are buying it. We're not going to release the 5th and final season.
Oh man, dude, Jake was my favorite, dude. I like when he stopped smoking, dude.
Yeah.
I want a Mega Rush. I want a Mega Rush. She's like, what do you say? He's like, I think he wants sugarless. Because he's like chewing a bunch of gum.
He's got like a whole pack of gum in his mouth.
He's like, I want a cigarette.
Sounds like those guys have been hanging out with Johnny Dakota too much. Smoking the reefer, dude.
Did you see Mr. Belding's going to wrestle?
No.
Yeah, not for WWF, but for some other company. He's going to wrestle actually as Mr. Belding, too.
That's awesome, dude.
What is it going to be the Bald Eagle, dude? Is that his name?
I don't know. Apparently he's like some big wrestling fan.
Belding is balding. I love Dennis Haskins, dude. Okay, but back on The Walking Dead, do you guys have any more thoughts on
I think it was, besides the couple of questions, like I said, about the prison, which I never really... I gave the credit that, if I did go back and watch it, because I didn't watch the episodes leading up to the season, I should have. And, I assumed that, there can be some explanation for it. But other than that, man, I think it was pretty flawless. It was very enjoyable. I was pleased, and I had a smile on my face the whole time. And like I said, it was the first time in the series that I actually had those, like, taken aback expressions, like, oh, my gosh, like, the amputation. I couldn't believe they were doing that. And just, like, the looks on Rick's face when he was doing it, kind of like he still had a little bit of feeling left in him, like he didn't want to do it, but he was still doing it, man. And he didn't even hesitate. Mm-hmm. And then like just all the riot gear zombies, and when they took the mask off the one, and his face came off with it. I mean, all that stuff was just, they really, really blew. Hopefully, they didn't blow their load all in the first episode, but hopefully it's a showcase of what's to come, because I thought it was perfect.
It's the best episode to date, I think. But
it's so good.
I was actually very surprised with all the new TV premieres of the last week. So that was actually they were all great, and this was actually a great cap off because this was the best I think out of all the episodes they've ever done.
And I'm really excited about just the setting of the prison and all that stuff. I mean, you can't go wrong with a prison. I think it's just the coolest setting ever. But I think it'll be better than the farm.
Yeah.
For people that thought the farm dragged on too long, I personally liked it.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I love the second season.
I love better than the first. I thought they were building characters, they were building story. I had no problem that there's mostly dialogue and not so many zombies. It's not a zombie TV show. I think it's more about people, and survival. There's a whole lot more to that. So I love the second season.
Oh, even in the comics, sometimes you'll go multiple issues without even seeing a zombie.
Well, there you go. Absolutely. I think it was great, and I thought it served its purpose. And I'm pretty sure once we get the entire season 3 out of the way, we can look back in hindsight that 2 acted as the perfect bridge, and we can't really take it out. I think it'll all be pretty seamless.
Now, do you guys know of any directors that are going to be directing any of these episodes, like any special directors? Or
are they going to have a revolving door of directors for this?
I don't know. That's what I was kind of curious about, because didn't they last season have different ones?
Didn't the one guy quit before, and then Nicotero came in?
Yeah,
Frank Darabont. I didn't know Greg Nicotero directed. I thought he just did the effects.
Oh, whatever. He's the only name I know.
Frank Darabont.
As long as they don't get Romero to direct, we're good.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Yeah.
I think that would be interesting, actually, to have a Romero episode. I mean, because Romero can't make a good movie anymore. But you know what? I think if he was given Walking Dead, that's already a format and a vehicle that's already successful and there for him. I think it would be interesting. I mean, I don't think
fuck it up.
I don't think he'd do any harm to it.
But he'd ruin it.
One episode, I think he should be fine.
No, don't let him anywhere near it. Keep him off the lot.
He doesn't even get you would think someone like him that gets a backstage pass to those kind of events, the genre he popularized.
How does a guy with glasses that gigantic not see he's making shit?
I agree, man. Yeah, the past couple of films have been horrible. I agree.
Two words. Is it 2 words? Whatever. Horse riding zombies.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. But you know what? I actually did not mind when Diary of the Dead came out. I didn't mind it.
Diary.
I thought Diary.
It doesn't hold up very well though.
I haven't seen.
Found footage movies don't do it for me.
Yeah, I mean they have no rewatch value, I think, but
yeah, they're getting beat dead. But Land of the Dead, God, that movie was just incomplete. It had things going for it, and then it had some things that were going against it.
Had John Leguizamo.
Dude, I love John Leguizamo, and
so why?
It was, and actually, I didn't mind the majority of the casting. And you know what? No. I don't like Dennis Hopper, but I did like him all right in that movie. I mean,
he is overrated as all hell.
He's not that good of an actor. He's
not.
He's in more garbage than, and his freaking latter half of his career was just.
He was great in Blue Velvet, and that's
Easy
all.
Rider, dude. He's great in Easy Rider. He's in a lot of films.
He's in True Romance.
Shit. True Romance is okay. I'll admit that's a great movie. He had a great scene with Christopher Walken.
And the best Dennis Hopper movie of all time, playing King Koopa in the Mario movie.
Oh, River's Edge ain't too bad.
Come on,
I liked Waterworld.
Yeah,
it was cool. Film. Kevin Costner, he's all right.
Dude, I love Kevin Costner, dude. He gets shit on all the time, but I love him.
He's made some great movies. Robin Hood's badass.
I never give him the benefit of the doubt because he just has this thing that leaves a bad taste in my mouth before I even watch a movie, so I usually stay away. But you know what? I'm trying to think. But there's been a couple movies that I really, really enjoyed him in. I saw 3,000 Miles of Graceland, and I loved it. I thought it was good.
I did, too. I really enjoyed that film. Most people shit on it.
Oh, it's so good. Him and Kurt Russell, they're both great. Mm-hmm. It's a great, very fun movie.
Kurt Russell, it doesn't make a bad movie. Well, I take that back. He's been in one bad movie, but if you look at his whole title, to make one bad movie out of that many films, that's amazing.
Which movie is that?
Death Proof.
Oh, no.
That's one of my favorites, dude.
Wasn't he in that movie Sky High?
Sky High is fucking awesome.
I never saw my favorite Kurt Russell movie. Overboard's my favorite Kurt Russell movie.
I love Overboard. I
wish it was on Blu-ray, dude. I'd pick it up, dude. I love it.
Escape from New York.
Oh, dude, I like Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. And I like I like Captain Ron. I think that's funny.
Captain Ron. Big Trouble in Little China.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. I love
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash is awesome. I don't think that's on Blu-ray. I'd probably pick that up.
No, it's not. That's the old cardboard box DVD.
Yeah. But no, I love Stuntman Mike. I think you're crazy to not like his performance.
Oh, no, I didn't say I disliked his performance. I didn't like the movie.
That was my favorite Tarantino film.
That dialogue, those girls, I just didn't. Oh God, no, I hated it. I saw it in the theater, and I was disgusted. I
love
by
Rosario Dawson, dude. She's awesome. I love her.
She was good in Clerks too.
Yeah, she was.
Hey, she was great in that movie Descent, River. Remember that?
Yeah.
With the friggin' Puerto Rican guy, with the Puerto Rican guy raping that other dude that raped her, making him call him
horrible, dude.
Making him call him Poppy, dude. It was horrible.
That movie sucked.
He's like raping him. He's like, oh, when it is all over, you'll call me Poppy. Like, oh, this is sick. Like, why are we watching this?
I just thought we'd see something because it was NC-17, but then I remembered it was on Netflix, so I was like, we don't see shit.
See, that NC-17, that's a way to fuck you, though. They say you're going to do NC-17. Perfect example is the Bully movie, Project Bully. We're going to release it NC-17. Nope, we're going to release it rated PG so everyone will see it, but then we'll fucking charge you more because we'll put it on Blu-ray NC-17.
Was that good or no?
I haven't seen it. I would like to.
Yeah.
But, my thing is, and South Park touched on it, if your whole premise is you're making a movie that needs to be seen, put it on the internet for free.
Yeah, I hear you.
Agreed.
Then I don't really want to get depressed watching a documentary about kids who killed themselves because they're picked on.
Do you know
they don't know how to grab a lead pipe and hit someone.
You know those little captions they put underneath the rating where it says, for strong use of this or whatever?
Yeah.
I just think for a movie like Descent, if it was NC-17, they should have put in the small caption for explicit sex with Puerto Rican dudes. They just let us know. Just let us know where it comes from so we don't waste our time. Because that's what it was. I think you see like Rosario Dawson's boobs for like a second, maybe. I don't know. But you know, all I saw was like, you know, pure Puerto Rican man love. Like, I don't know. If I want a guy on guy action, I'll watch Animal Factory and watch Tom Arnold prep Eddie Furlong by sticking his thumb in his ass. That's the kind of guy I want.
Tom Arnold is awesome.
I think Tom Arnold is fantastic.
He is.
Did anybody see that roast of Roseanne where he showed up?
No.
Okay, the roast of Roseanne was the latest Comedy Central one, and they've been not on speaking terms for many years ever since their divorce. Like, they hate each other. And he made a surprise appearance unbeknownst to her, and the look on her face was priceless. And he was the guest roaster, and he came out, and he was just such a jackass, and in the only way he knows how to be, which is awesome. But it was so great. And all he did was make roasting jokes about all the money he took from her, because he was a nobody. All he did was just hit her with all those jokes about how much he took her for. And it's like, oh, it's awesome.
If I were a director, he would be the sidekick in every movie I made.
I would agree.
He's the perfect sidekick. He's like the best sidekick, I think, in the history of movies.
Which, you know, we can't wait for the True Lies Blu-ray that's going to be coming out.
That'd be sweet.
I think from what I hear, Cameron is actually, you know, really involved with it. So hopefully it's going to be a nice decked out edition of True Lies, you know, because it is a Cameron film, and it's not going to be one of those just like, you know, $8.99. We're not going to put anything into this Blu-ray Arnold movie like Commando or whatever. But so I'm really hoping that's good. But
Commando's a very disappointing Blu-ray.
I bet it is. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I would love a commentary with Tom Arnold. That would be awesome. Tom Arnold and Arnie.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. It's called Ice, and it gets a little slick. All right, let's move on.
So, I don't know. If we're going to rate that episode, I don't know. I have to give it a perfect. It's the best one.
I give it a perfect, yeah.
I have to give it a perfect.
Yeah, I got to give it a perfect. And I have to say one thing. That movie is proof, or that episode, I'm sorry, is proof that even T-Dog's hair is lazy because he didn't even grow a beard or hair in this whole time. Facial hair is even too lazy to grow.
I know, especially, same with Glenn. I thought he'd have like a little stash or something going on, but he actually shaves. He was shaving the apocalypse.
Dude, Glenn is Korean. All Chinese and Korean men can't grow facial hair. I've seen it. They don't grow any. All they can do is the Fu Manchus if they're lucky, do like the catfish deal. But they can't grow facial hair, so he gets a free, you know, out of jail free card there. T-Dog, that dude should have had a Brillo pad all over his face. And
I'd be like Herschel and let my shit grow out, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm telling you, look like Rutger Hauer from Hobo with the Shotgun.
And you can tell, you know, Andrew Lincoln, he makes a purpose to looks like he shaves once a week.
Yeah.
But because he's always got something going on. I think he had a little bit more this time around, so maybe he went the extra week this time. But you know, he never gets any heavier than that. I wouldn't shave at all. If I'm traveling somewhere for 3 months, I don't shave. God knows there's a zombie apocalypse. I'm not looking to oppress any zombies.
No, I'd be Tom Hanks from Castaway and shit.
Absolutely. Or your bearded Steven Seagal.
Oh, did you see those pictures of him with that beard?
I did. I was disgusted.
Some people say it's fake. No,
it looks fake, dude.
He is that talented that he can grow that kind of beard in a matter of weeks.
It was the cheesiest looking Taliban prop I've ever seen in my life.
He just coached Anderson Silva to another victory last week.
Coaching, dude. He fought. Who did he fight? Bader
Stephen
or whatever?
Bonner.
He's a retirement match right there, dude. He's old and he fucking sucks, dude. I watched that at the bar.
Did you see what fight they announced this evening?
Yeah, hell yeah. Chael Sonnen and Jones.
Chael Sonnen's gonna win.
Dude, I'm a huge Chael Sonnen fan. That's my favorite fighter.
Too. Yeah, he knows how to sell a fight. But see, I'm thinking that I'm gonna drop down to 185 and I'm gonna fight Anderson Silva because he might have Seagal training him. I'm gonna see if I can get Van Damme to train me, and then it's on.
That'd be sweet, dude.
Dude, come on, Van Damme now and Seagal now. Put him in a ring. Van Damme would kick his ass. He would kick the ponytail off his head.
No way, Seagal would fuck him up.
He might want to fuck him, but he wouldn't hurt him.
Do you think Van Damme would go into like the UFC and actually fight, dude? That'd be sweet.
I don't think Van Damme knows how to fight. I really don't.
No, you're one of those guys. Guys.
Haven't you seen JCVD, dude? He knows how to fight.
Oh. That movie's awesome. Come on.
No, I never said it wasn't, dude.
Not
he can do a mean split, man. Seagal will be mesmerized by its splits, and then that's when he strikes. Just like how he struck with that snake in Hard Target. He'll be mesmerized, just pop.
Punch him in the face.
See, and the only thing I was disappointed when Lesnar was in the UFC. Like, if I would have fought Lesnar, I would have been like at the press conference with that copy of Playboy that Sable was in, and been like, after I kick your ass, I'm gonna have your wife sign this, and she's coming home with me.
Yeah, I was a huge Lesnar fan too before he quit the UFC. I think he's back in WWE now, but I don't know. I'm a huge UFC fan. You watch them all, or?
Yeah. My wife and I are both big UFC fans.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh man. I couldn't care less about it. But I think we should go into answering the question we have for today. A couple of questions. Let's round out the show with that. We'll go in order. I think we have a couple. The first one's a really, really fun one, and it really does rival. Was it Corey? Was that your question that last episode about the big gangbang between the Power Rangers and the Expendables? That was a great, fun question. How did you like our answers to that? By the way,
I did like it. They wouldn't have used weapons, though it was hand-to-hand combat.
You should have specified.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't thinking. I was shocked that you read my actual full name.
Oh, we're supposed to reveal. Lives here. But anyway, this one rivals that. It's a lot of fun. We had a question from Dakota Lipscomb, and he asked if we could pick an iconic movie that could be on everybody's standards, or maybe just a movie we love, I guess. And if we could replace it with any African-American actors, what's the movie and what's the roles and the actors that would take on the roles? The first thing that came to my mind was John Witherspoon as Freddy Krueger. I think it would be brilliant. I think they could save money on the burnt prosthetics on his face because he kind of already looks like it. And I think that the one-liner could be hilarious. Can you imagine him as, like, Brother Jones as Freddy? Like the faces he would give, like that snarl curl lip he gives, and he would come at you in your dreams with that claw up, and he'd be coming through the steam pipes, and he would say, I told you to take out that trash or whatever. I don't know, it'd be funny.
No, I agree. That's a good one, dude. I've been thinking about. You told me about this like a few hours ago, and I've been thinking about mine, dude. Mine would be a TV show. It would be Quantum Leap. And, of course, Sam Beckett would be played by Denzel Washington, which he has to be. And then Al would be played by Keith David, which I think is a fucking sleazeball. And I think he'd be awesome, dude.
That's very good. I actually like that.
That one, and then also for a horror movie, I'd probably pick Leprechaun, and I'd pick Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. Whack Pack, dude.
Great.
I think he should be. Yeah, he should be in a horror film, Dan. He'd be fantastic.
He's creepy looking.
Yeah.
With High Pitch Eric somewhere in the mix, dude. I love High Pitch. I got a comment on your Quantum Leap. You know who I think would be an even better Al? I don't know the actor's name, but it's like that black actor that's in all the black movies, and he plays Satan in Tales from the Hood.
Oh,
the guy with the gap.
Better, dude.
Oh, he's so sleazy, dude. He's just sleazy. I look at him on a TV and I can tell his breath smells like sleaze, dude. I mean,
David smells like sleaze, dude. I mean, he's awesome, dude.
He's awesome. He is great. I don't know. I thought about that. That was my opinion, but no, yours are very good too. Corey, what do you have?
Well, I'd probably do Die Hard, and the Bruce Willis role would obviously have to go to my favorite blaxploitation actor, Fred the Hammer Williamson.
Yeah.
His wife would have to be Pam Grier.
Yeah.
Reginald Van Johnson, like he could just stay Reginald Van Johnson. He fits that category. And for the Alan Rickman role, that'd have to be Jimmy Walker.
Oh my God! Really? That's okay.
Just because I want him to say Dynamite.
Dynamite.
And the news reporter would be Jaleel White, just so I could get a "Did I do that?"
Okay. I got mine. Since I hate him so much, you know the movie The Mask or whatever with Cher?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for Rocky Dennis,
yeah. I'd probably have Ving Rhames because I fucking hate him so much. He can play the
Rocky
big chin.
Dennis.
He can play the big chin retard.
Oh, he had a big forehead too, to be fair.
When I And when I was at my last job, I worked with like a ton of women, and my wife asked me if any of them were pretty, and I said, "No, it looks like the casting call for the movie Mask 2."
Which I do like that movie, though. That's a great movie.
It's a good movie. Sugar's hot.
Yeah.
We had
Sam
some.
Elliott's awesome.
Sam Elliott is awesome. He's got a mustache that should be strived for, not Hulk. But I think on the website there, Chris Blackshear had posted his opinion on his idea of a role swap, and I think he said, "Gosh, what did he say, man? Oh, I got to look at it.
Get up.
I'm sorry. Cook it up." He wants to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Denzel Washington and Don Cheadle.
What?
I don't know in what roles, but I think Don Cheadle and Denzel are both fantastic actors. But could Don Cheadle be the grandpa sucking the finger, dude, or whatever?
Don Cheadle, dude.
He's great, Boogie Nights.
He's
Great,
Boogie. Advanced Terrence Howard.
Did you say an advanced Terrence Howard?
Poor man's Terrence Howard.
Sidney Poitier did.
Sidney Poitier, that's better. I don't like Terrence Howard. There's something about him.
Or else Forrest Whitaker, which is probably like goofiest looking motherfucker ever, dude.
Yeah, bastard.
What's that movie with him that we were just cracking up about with that cover or whatever with Adrian Brody was in that too?
Oh, I know. I don't know the name of the movie. I know what you're talking about, though.
I remember The Experiment or whatever.
Yeah.
He has that goofy fucking look on his face, dude. Like he's taking a shit, dude.
He's Ghost Dog with Samurai. It's just one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I'll put it up on the Facebook page and make fun of his goofy shit eating.
Do you guys see Last King of Scotland?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I heard that's really good. I'd like to see that. I like the story behind it too. But you watch every straight to video action movie, Corey. It seems. Did you see that new one? Did you see that new one with Dolph and Cuba?
No, I hate Cuba Gooding Jr.
So do I. I hate him. But the movie looks so ridiculously doomed for horribleness. I can't explain it. It's got some cheesy name like, I don't know, something generic like Bullets to the Head or something dumb. But it's got Dolph Lundgren.
Did you see who Dolph's filming his new movie right now with his co-star, Stone Cold Steve Austin? So that
really?
Be good. Yeah, that should be good.
I like Stone Cold.
So do I.
He's got a great perfect track record with me.
I never saw The Condemned. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You know what? I never saw the Marine with John Cena, and I always kind of did too.
I wanted to see that. Everything blows up in that movie. Like if he jumps out a car, it blows up. He jumps out a window, the building blows up. He jumps out a boat, the boat blows up. A lot of things blow up in it.
I like that. I always want to see it. I could care less about part 2 with Ted DiBiase Jr. That guy's
they're making a part 3 now with somebody else. I don't know. Cody Rhodes.
Well, is that Dusty Rhodes' son? I've fallen off the. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we got one more question from Zach
What's
Wells.
That? Good question, though, by the way. That last one was a lot of fun.
Yeah. New episode question. Whose chin would win in a fight, Bruce Campbell or Robert Zadar? And it's got to be Robert Zadar, man. That thing's a fucking monster.
Now, is this fight like a physical fight, or is it a war of wits? Because Bruce Campbell would win that.
Whose chin would win?
Well, the chin, I know, but okay, so they're just like whacking each other's chins at each other. That's the game here. Just like they're like failing at giving each other Eskimo kisses, and they're just whacking chins. I don't know.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman's got a big mouth, dude. He would devour their heads. He would be like Freddy Krueger in New Nightmare. I'm gonna eat you up, and just like open his freaking mouth, dude. And just devour it. I don't know. Ron Perlman's awesome.
Yes, he is.
I like Ron Perlman. That's the extent of that question, huh? Just who would win?
Yeah.
They both got big ass chins. I don't know. I don't know. Now, I mean, let's make it more interesting. Who would win in a fist fight? Who would win in a real fight? I mean, chins don't fight. That's silly.
fuck.
The Tick had a superhero friend. Who is
What?
Zadar? Who's Zadar?
He's from Maniac Cop, dude. The cop.
I'm not a fan of that film.
Oh, really?
I don't get the fascination that anyone has with it.
It was a piece of shit. I did a review on it, and luckily we got a free Blu-ray from Synapse because that movie sucked. Yeah,
I bought it, and I still I don't think Tom Atkins is Jesus like a lot of people. And in all honesty, I'm not a huge Bruce Campbell fan. I think the guy I met him, he's a prick.
Is he?
That's my opinion of him.
Why? What did he say to you that rubbed you off as being a jerk?
He's just a smug asshole.
Thinks he's hot shit.
He doesn't talk to people. He just scribbles stuff, and that's it.
Well,
I met him at Borders. Was it Borders or Barnes & Nobles for the book for his book signing here?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And that's all he would sign. He wouldn't sign anything else. You basically he would sign your book. If you gave him an Evil Dead thing, he wasn't going to do anything with it.
Nate got his shit signed. I remember.
Really?
Yeah.
For the second book, was it Confession? Not Confession.
No, it was the first one.
It was a sex book or whatever that I went to, love making book or something.
Oh, that was the second one. Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way.
Yeah. Now I like the 3 Evil Dead movies. I thought Briscoe County Jr. was an awesome show, but in all honesty, I can't say that he's amazing. He's made a lot of movies that I'm just not a fan of.
Oh, I agree.
So,
My Name is Bruce is a piece of shit.
I didn't like Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. It was decent.
Oh, My Name is Bruce was so bad. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I get it. It was trying to be so bad that it's good. It was just horrible.
Shit.
And Ted Raimi can go sit on a pine cone and do the twist too, man. He's horrible.
He was kind of funny in Xena and Hercules.
I don't know, but
what I like Xena. She's hot.
So basically, your final answer to this question, Corey, is you just want them to both give each other definitive fatal blows at the same time.
I think Ron Perlman will just shake his head and knock them both out.
It's a good call. That's our answer, Zach Wills. Ron Perlman intervenes and takes it all home.
We should adjust that to whose head is bigger, Robert Zadar or what's his name, Steven
Bruce
Seagal.
Campbell. Oh, God. Fat Seagal or Skinny Seagal?
Fat Seagal, dude.
Fat Seagal, man. I don't know. I just hate him, so I want him out, whatever it takes.
His head has so much mystical chi in it, he would knock anybody out. You ain't messing with that Widow's Peak.
Oh,
I finally got around to watching the entire series of Lawman on Netflix. After talking to you.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
It's unintentionally hilarious. It is ridiculous.
I've been a cop for 35 years, Johnny. The perp is somewhere upstairs. So they go upstairs. There's nobody here, Johnny. I think the perp is downstairs. They go down there. There's nobody there. Well, and he was such a racist because he'd always sit there. Johnny, look. That black kid's wearing a baggy shirt. Pull the car around, Johnny. I want to get a closer look at him. Well, then there was the one where they grab the guy and they take him down, and Seagal's like, I've been doing this for 35 years, Johnny. This guy's clean. We can let him go. It's a misunderstanding. The guy gets popped like the next day for a gun felony or something. But the best part is the way he would talk to all the different races on the show. Like, did you see the one where he was like talking to that kid got hit by a car and he wanted to find the kid's mom, and he's like in the middle of the hood and he's like, yo, where baby mama at? I need somebody to go over there and get the baby mama so I can come talks to her. And then like in the same episode, like there's a bust where they bust these Latino guys that have like dope in their house, and it's like, look at here, see, I don't know, around these parts we didn't be falling off no ton-up trucks around here or nothing like that. See, he knew how to get in touch with the people.
Oh, God.
Steven Seagal for president. You heard it here. I can't. Yeah, it's a pretty hilarious TV show. But at the same.
Have you ever watched Idiot Abroad?
The what?
Have you ever watched The Idiot Abroad with Ricky Gervais? Are you familiar with Ricky Gervais?
I love Ricky Gervais, but I've never seen that.
Well, you know how he always tries to portray kind of like that clueless round-headed moron, Charlie Brown kind of guy. Seagal is doing naturally on Lawman. Like when he got elected King of the Mardi Gras.
I saw it. I saw the entire series. I actually watched it with my mom when I went to visit her one weekend because she used to like Steven Seagal back in the day. I'm like, all right, I'll do this for you, Mom. I'll sit through this garbage. I not to say I had to step out to take a couple of bathroom breaks, and I didn't purposely make them extra extended, which I did. I'm like, I'd rather be in here taking a shit than watching another episode of that. So, I might have taken a couple of off.
If Seagal, if he came down here, there'd be no more crime.
Okay.
He'd clean up this town.
Oh, God. Well, let's wrap it up.
Why do we always start and end with Seagal?
Because he's Jesus on Earth. Watch Hard to Kill. There's proof.
The beard, yeah. All right, well, it's been fun, man. I appreciate you coming and chatting with us and giving us your insight.
Thanks for having me on. It's a blast. Actually, I have a lot of fun on your show.
And, of course, the weekly Seagal Gospel. I'm glad we get that from you.
Have you watched Against the Dark yet?
Oh,
no,
the vampire.
I've seen, yeah.
Dude, they took it off Netflix. I think I was going to watch it one day, and it's not on there.
Have you listened to his? Doesn't he have a CD out, like songs like Crystal Cave?
Yeah, he's got 3 of them actually.
Blues records, and all I know is he's got a track called like "My Face Your Ass" or something ridiculous. I'm like, I can't do it. Isn't that how it goes?
I've heard clips of it. It don't sound too bad.
But the song is called "My Face Your Ass," and I get what he's trying to imply by that statement, but it comes off a different way through my head.
Dedicated to Cory G.
He kind of looks like if Gene Simmons and James Belushi had a love child, it would kind of look like Steven Seagal.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I agree with that.
Well, we'll be sure to catch up. You'll keep us up to date on what Seagal's doing or eating for breakfast or whatever he's doing.
A lot.
Feel free to litter our walls with more pictures on his. We'll see the progression on how that phony beard grows. But
I want to see that.
I have been growing my beard for like 2 months now, and it don't even look near as good as that guy's did in a week.
I agree, man. But anyway, it's been great. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks for the questions, people that submitted, and listen to what we say.
Yeah, well, we should be coming out with a new show here before the end of the month. I think Lush wants to jump in on it. He's been kind of busy with the work and the film and all, so stay tuned for that. But this is the Riverman.
All right, later. And Goose, whatever.
Goose, whatever.
Whatever.
And the Cory G.
And it's Cory G.
And the Cory G. All right. Bye.
And you're listening to Behind the Mask Podcast. We'll talk
why not? Bye.
Later.